Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I know it's been quite some time since I uploaded a skin diaries and a lot of you have been asking for an update, especially since I feel like my skin has been doing a lot better. And I think a lot of you have actually been noticing that. You've been pointing it out to me in comments, and thank you so much. First off, it's really kind of surprising because I haven't been doing too much differently. Last time we spoke, I talked to you guys about azelaic acid and tretinoin, which I've been using, as well as Curology. My formula in Curology also contains those two ingredients, which have been really key in me getting my skin to where it is right now. I talked to you guys a little bit about my journey over the summer with doxycycline and spironolactone and how it made me really sick and ill. It gave me acid reflux. I was vomiting almost every day from it, and I can finally say that I've solved that. It's no longer happening, which is so good because it was months and months and I lost so much weight. I was at a really unhealthy weight because of it, and now I'm at a healthy weight again and I can stomach foods that I enjoy again. So I've been taking a medication called omeprazole for that, which has really been helping, and I do also suspect that it's been helping a lot with my skin. Some of you may not know, but having clear skin isn't just about skincare. It's not just about drinking water. It's not just about making sure your pillowcase is clean. Those things are very highly mythical, you know what I mean? Sometimes, yes, that may be the solution if your acne is very mild, but in a lot of cases, that's not the reason that people are breaking out. So I don't want you guys to listen to the internet. Do your own research, find out the imbalances in your body. A lot of the times digestion issues like acid reflux, for example, can really affect the skin on your face as well. Once I started taking those about a couple months ago, my skin saw a huge difference, not just, you know, in the amount of acne that I was getting, but just in like the redness and the anger of my breakouts. I realized that now they're a lot more calm and a lot more manageable, so that's awesome. One major change that I did make this month though is I actually changed my birth control. I did speak to you guys in the past about birth control for acne and how I was using Yaz, which is kind of different from the one I'm using now. So the one I'm using now is called orthotricycline, and the reason it's different is because it gives you different levels of the medicine throughout the month. It changes to kind of balance your hormones. Yaz has the same amount throughout the whole month. What I actually had noticed is that my skin always seemed to be a bit better like the week before my period, which was kind of weird because I feel like normally like in the past my skin was always way worse like before it and during it. So I spoke to my doctor and she thought that maybe orthotricycline would be better to kind of regulate and keep it at one level. So I actually just started those like maybe a week ago, so we're gonna see how it really helps my skin progress throughout this month and next. I'm really excited to see if there's any changes and if it'll help. I've tried orthotricycline in the past, but I actually don't remember if it worked or didn't work or like what happened. So I'm really curious to see what happens this time around. Other than that, I've been using the same azelaic acid from The Ordinary and my tretinoin cream, which I got prescribed from my dermatologist, as well as Curology's formula that they gave to me. I use Curology about 3 times a week, and then I will switch up my skincare routine, so I'll use the other products the other days of the week. But I normally kind of eyeball what my skin is doing and treat it accordingly. Let me just get a little more up close. Obviously you can see it's a lot more smooth. This side I've been experiencing a little bit more breakouts. It's kind of normal for me to always have one side with more breakouts than the other. I don't really know why that is. I don't even sleep on this side of my face, so it's kind of weird. Now I'm definitely experiencing more of like just bigger breakouts that aren't always easy surface level ones to pop. So they're kind of like rashy and itchy. That's more of what I'm dealing with now, which is fine. I'd rather have a few big ones than a lot of small ones, which is what I had in the summer, and that was really hard to control and maintain. So this is definitely a lot easier to maintain. So I'm really happy about it actually. It definitely does fluctuate a lot. I noticed that because I don't live in New York City right now. I live a little bit outside of it. But when I go into New York City and I wash my face in the New York City water, I find that I break out so much more and my skin actually like is so rashy. And I think it's because their water is a little bit different over there. Where I'm living right now, we have well water and it has all the natural nutrients that you might find in water. It's not like, it doesn't have any bleach. It's not super, what's it called? It's not super like processed. So I do think my skin likes it a lot more. And I never realized how much water has an effect on your skin. So if you're someone who's dealing with a lot of breakouts, maybe you want to look into using water that's not as purified and bleached. Find something that's more natural and maybe spring water. I know a lot of people actually use like bottled water to wash their face, and that might be something that you could look into. Or even putting a filter on your shower head. I've heard a lot of people doing that and their lives were kind of changed. Also, like with your hair, apparently it can help it look a lot less greasy. So I definitely recommend looking into that if you're someone who noticed that water has a real effect on your skin like it does for me. So now we're gonna go into month 3 of my Curology interviews. This is the final month. I'm so sad. I'm really sad to see it go. I've been having so much fun. I just watched month 2's interview on October 25th, the one that I filmed, and so much has changed even since then. It's really crazy. I had my orange hair. I'm like dressed crazy for Halloween. I feel like a different person a little bit since then. A lot has changed even in like a month. So let's get it started. So the first question is state the date. Today is November 25th, 2020. Happy Thanksgiving if you celebrate. Make sure to also remember the history behind Thanksgiving and give thanks to Native people as well and donate and be there for the community. I think that's really important to stress today. And I hope that you're able to see your families even through Zoom. You know, I know it's a really tough time, especially the holiday season, because we can't go see our families and it's a little more isolated this year. So I'm sending a lot of love out to you guys if that is the case, and just know that I'm here for you. I don't know how much that means, but so what's the biggest thing going on in your life right now? Honestly, the biggest thing in my life right now is probably myself. I've been prioritizing myself, my health, just catching up on sleep. That's been the biggest focus in my life right now. I do have a couple really big, exciting projects that are set to come out soon, which I'm really, really excited about, but I can't talk about. So those are definitely some big, exciting things. But yeah, I definitely would say me, myself, and I'm the most important thing in my life right now. And I'm enjoying it. Like, I'm really enjoying just chilling and eating as much as I can and just getting myself back to a state of like well-being, not only physically but mentally as well. Like, I talked a lot about it on my channel, how I wasn't feeling the best during COVID and with everything that happened, if you watched my vlogs. So I'm definitely feeling a lot better, and I think this is definitely something that was needed. So the next question is, what is your favorite song right now? Actually, that's hard because I just want to say Taylor Swift again, and I know I said that in my last interview. I feel like she's really encapsulated what this lockdown and quarantine has meant for me, and I know for so many other people. Really want to commend her on Folklore. It was the best album probably of this year in my opinion, but I will choose something different for the video's sake. One song that I've been listening to a lot is actually from the Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind soundtrack. It's called Strings That Tie to You by John Bryan, and it's really beautiful, really melodic. It's kind of sad but also like melancholy sad. I think it really ties well into the theme of the movie, being reminded of something or someone of your past and not really missing that person or thing specifically, but missing that moment in time. And yeah, I think we can all kind of relate to that feeling, and that song really, really encapsulates that melancholic feeling to me. So I really recommend you guys listen to that song. It's so addicting. Like, I just want to hear it over and over, especially the very beginning part. it's so beautiful and so like echoey and so dreamlike. Also, if you've never seen that movie, I really recommend it. It's one of my all-time favorite movies. It's one of the main reasons that I dyed my hair red to begin with. The next question is, what's your favorite social media trend right now? I actually don't know. I don't know. I think I really like that people are bringing low-rise jeans back. I've noticed that a lot in a lot of people's recent posts. I'm really excited about that because I've been wanting that to happen for a really long time. I know not everyone's a fan of low-rise jeans, but I think if worn well, they look amazing, spectacular, and I think they're really flattering for a lot more body types than high-waisted jeans can be, because it just allows you to show off whatever figure you have and it doesn't like accentuate it. So yeah, I feel like they're really cool and everyone should give them a go. I really love that people are bringing them back on social media. So that would probably have to be my favorite social media trend right now. I can't think of anything else, honestly. I'm like not that much on social media anymore. Like I literally will just post and like dip for the day. So yeah, I'm kind of out of the loop, I think. I don't even use TikTok, which I know probably has most of the trends on right now, so maybe I'll have to get on there. How do you feel about yourself today is the next question. I feel quite good. I shoveled a lot of snow yesterday, so I was feeling a little bit tired out. So I took an Advil PM to help with that pain. So when I woke up this morning, I was definitely feeling a little groggy, not really ready to get ready and deal with the day, but I pulled myself through it. I did my makeup, I did a cute little eyeshadow look and this cute little outfit, and I definitely feel a lot better. I think I probably said that in my previous video. Sometimes it's just so hard to get ready and make yourself feel better. It's definitely something I need to prioritize more, you know, self-care and putting myself first and doing those little routines and rituals every day that make me feel human and sane. Sometimes it's just easier to say like, you know what, no, I'd rather put on a hoodie and like brush my eyebrow hairs up a little bit and call it a day, which is totally fine. But yeah, for me, I feel like I definitely feel more human when I actually put effort into my outfit or my makeup. So yeah, I feel a little groggy and tired, not gonna lie, but I do feel good. I'm definitely in a different state than I was last month. I feel like I was a little more energetic and just like ready to run around and do stuff. And right now I'm in more of a state of like hibernation and like I just want to sleep and eat, if that makes sense. I'm sure everyone or most people get into that mood during this time of the year. It's just how fall, winter is for me, and I'm sure a lot of you watching as well. How many days have you been using Curology is the next question. It has been exactly 3 months today, so that's really exciting. What a long journey, how far we've come in the journey. Oh my gosh, guys. It's been really such a wild ride, but thank you so much to Curology as always for bringing me along the ride with them. The next question is, how do you feel about your skin? I feel really good about my skin right now. There's definitely days, like I said, where I don't feel as good and I might be a little still shy to show my skin, but I haven't felt that way in a really long time. I think I definitely feel more confident in it, especially in my ability to manage it. I know in the past I've said I feel like it's just so unpredictable and I never know what my skin is doing, and I definitely do get those feelings sometimes, but I have a lot more confidence in my ability to manage my own skin. That being said, I still do really want to stress that even when my skin does fluctuate, and it definitely does, it's not perfectly clear every single day. I'll definitely have weeks that are better than other weeks. With all that being said, I just want to stress that you should feel confident and at your best no matter what level your skin is with your breakouts, and I've been trying to remind myself of that even as my skin does progressively get better. It's important for me to remember that if I am having a bad week or a bad day, it's not the end of the world, and to keep my spirits high about it, because I have made a lot of progress just by myself and with Curology's help, so it's something to be proud about. So I really do feel pretty good about my skin. The next question is, what changes have you noticed in your skin? I think I mentioned this previously, but I definitely noticed more of a shift from very oily skin overall fall to more dry skin. I definitely don't get an oily T-zone anymore, and I'm a little more dry. I do peel a little bit, but it is fall, like I said, so that also could be a contributor to that. But I do definitely notice a change in the type of acne I'm getting. When I first started Curology, I was kind of getting more pustule-like small pimples everywhere, as opposed to more, you know, larger, just isolated breakouts. They're definitely more manageable. They're more isolated. They don't come in like a huge kind of rash like they used to. So it's a lot more manageable. And I do think that the ingredients in my Curology formulation have really helped with that. Azelaic acid and tretinoin have really been a game changer when it comes to my skin. So really glad that I figured those two out. The next question is, what are your thoughts on Curology? I think Curology is really awesome. I really think it's a great way to deal with your skin and figure out how to help it in different ways. Having a skincare provider to talk to on the website and kind of going through the list of all the ingredients that didn't agree with your skin and some that did, that was really helpful because I already kind of knew I've tried this, and this, and it didn't work, so let's avoid that. And I also knew that azelaic acid and tretinoin were two ingredients that didn't aggravate my skin and actually seemed to really be helping my skin. So once I provided that information, we were able to come up with a formula that was good for me, and I think that was really awesome because a lot of the times with my experience at dermatologists, there's not so much of that personalized feel. I've been to so many dermatologists in my life and they've all just kind of thrown me on, you know, benzoyl peroxide or salicylic acid and not really looked at my history as much as I think they should have to really figure out what the best course of action is to take. So I definitely do like that we went through a very intense list of everything I've ever done to figure out what to put into my formulation, and I do think that really paid off in the end. So yeah, I think it's really worth giving a shot if you are curious about it or if you've heard about it and want to try it out. I definitely do recommend it. I'm so happy that I got the opportunity to give Curology a go. The next question is, where do you hope your skin will be a few weeks from now? So I honestly would be glad if it stayed like this. I think I actually said that in my last video too. Like, I don't want to wish for clear, perfect skin because I don't think my skin will ever be perfect. You know, I don't think acne can be permanently cured. Maybe it'll gradually go away with time, but I'll still get some breakouts, and that to me is perfect and ideal, and I'll be completely happy with that outcome. So the way my skin looks right now is perfectly manageable, and I feel beautiful and I feel happy. So I'd be really content if my skin just kept going along this trajectory that we've been going on thus far. Let's keep it going. So now we're gonna get into the concluding interview questions, as this is my last interview with Curology. So sad. So let's get into them. The first question is, what were your expectations when you first started Curology? I definitely had high expectations because one of my favorite YouTubers, It's Blitz, talks about Curology a lot and she swears by her own formula. So I really trust her judgment and the things that she puts time and effort into. So when I heard her talking about Curology, I thought it would be a good thing for me to try, especially since I believe she had cystic acne in the past and struggled with adult acne. So her story sounded similar to mine as well. So I thought maybe it would work for me. So I definitely did have very high expectations going into Curology. The next question is, how has your idea of Curology changed over the past few months? I don't think it's changed very much. I still have very high expectations for it. I think the way it's set up to work is just a no-brainer. Like I said, going through all the ingredients that may or may not work for you. That's a very personalized thing that you can't really get anywhere else with skincare brands. You know, you can only do so much research yourself and buy certain ingredients and try them out on yourself, but to have an actual skin provider helping you with that and helping to match together the ingredients that work for you, that's really unique and special. So I think I still have really high expectations for Curology, and I think it can probably work for a lot of people who haven't found what works for them yet. So yeah, I don't think my opinion has changed very much. Obviously, I think very highly of Curology and the whole process. The next question is, what are your key takeaways from this experience? Well, I think everyone is going to say this to people who are dealing with breakouts, but patience is really key. There would be no way for me to have figured out that these ingredients specifically work well for me if I hadn't had the patience and time to really try out each and every skincare routine that I could. And with trial and error, eventually I found something that worked and managed my breakouts. Notice how I'm saying managed, because like I said, I don't think acne is curable. It is something that, especially if you have adult acne, it can come back, and you just have to kind of stay on top of it. But like I said, with patience and with belief in yourself and confidence, with all those things together, you will eventually find something that works for you. And that is definitely my key takeaway in this whole experience. So just be patient and just have faith that one day you'll find something. And through it all, it's really important to keep that confidence and self-belief, because, you know, that's what keeps you going. So don't lose that. I say this to you, but also to me. Patience is definitely key. The next question is, do you think you will continue to use Curology? I definitely do. Now that I've experienced summer and fall, you know, hot and cold weather using Curology, and it worked really well for both, I definitely do see myself continuing on to use these products throughout my life, whether it be in the summer, winter, fall, spring, whatever. These ingredients have specifically worked really well for my skin, so I definitely do foresee myself continuing to use them. Why is my throat so raspy right now? I'm so not used to filming YouTube, and now that I'm like talking so much, I'm literally losing my voice. It's so crazy. It's just been a really cool, fun ride, and it's especially been really fun to watch these interviews and see the progress that my skin has actually made, because it has actually made a lot of progress. If continuing to use Curology means making even more substantial progress, then you can bet your bottom dollar that I'm gonna be using it for a very long time. Okay, so the last question is, what are your final thoughts? My final thoughts are, skin is a very sensitive thing. It's difficult to manage breakouts sometimes, especially mentally, because when people look at you, they look at your face first, right? So it can be something that you really fixate on. But I'm here to tell you that you should not fixate on it so much, because what's really important is who you are and your confidence and believing in yourself, as I said. And if you have those things, you will eventually manage your breakouts. It really comes from within you. Taking chances, taking risks, trial and error, those things are so important, and it's important not to give up on your skin and on yourself. There were so many times where I just wanted to be like, whatever, you know, like, it's not happening, I can't find a solution, I'm just gonna sit here and cry about it, which is okay. Like, definitely like take the time to feel what you're gonna feel, but don't lose hope in yourself. That's definitely so important. And yeah, it's so cool to see how much progress I've made. My final thoughts are just, I'm really glad that I was able to push through, you know, all the hard times in the past few months, all the hard times with my skin, to find the light at the end of the tunnel. And I'm so proud and happy and thankful that I went on this journey. So thank you so much to Curology. I really appreciated these 3 months with you guys. If you want to try out Curology, I'll leave all information down in the description box. I definitely recommend you giving it a go. If it's not your thing, it's not your thing. And like I said, trial and error, right? On to the next. So everyone's skin is going to be completely different, and just because something works for me doesn't mean it will definitely work for you, and vice versa. So just so you know, because I definitely did try some products that people recommended to me online that just didn't work for me, spironolactone and doxycycline. So definitely be careful, do your research, and thank you so much to you guys for watching. I really hope you guys enjoyed the skin diaries. If you want to see more of these, make sure to leave a thumbs up and a comment and subscribe. I love you. Bye. Have a good day.